Hello everyone. I made a mistake with Mulberry. I didn't find Red when I was supposed to when he was walking around on the day that my lazy neighbor was there. I also didn't get reactions when I was supposed to. And the last thing was my campsite visitor was the worst, and I found out that you cannot boot them off until you get a full island. Let's just say the campsite visitor will remain nameless, but if you follow my series on Luna Key, you will know who exactly he is. And I promise that he'll never be on one of my islands again. But anybody who does like him, I have nothing but respect for you. That's your favorite villager. That's fine by me, but I just don't care for him. I decided to name my new island Maple Bay because I really love maple trees. Another thing is my mom told me once that she used to sometimes sit under the maple tree by the pond and read. The reason why I'm going to design my island from stories my mom told me about when she visited her friend and her friend's family in Topanga during the summer was because my mom was going to make her island based on her friend's family's ranch, but she never got a chance to. And I wanted to make the island for her, for the tribute to her. Like I said in earlier videos, she used to play Animal Crossing a lot, and we used to go over to each other's islands all the time. It took me 11 hours to find the perfect airport, fruit, and great starters. I had two neighbors that would have worked on the island. I had Bam, a blue airport, and oranges. Then there was Paula. The second time was Biff, blue airport, cherries. Then I turn around and there's Paula again. The reason why I don't like Paula is because she was on my first ever island and she bullied Willow, who is the snooty sheep, off of my island. Willow was great to everyone and kind to every single person on the island, and Paula was just mean to her and she left, so I never forgave Paula. I finally found a real old friend. She was on my second ever Switch Lite island, and now she's my starter on Maple Bay and my starter jock neighbor. He was on the same island with my first starter sisterly neighbor that was on that island, and he was really nice too. So I am glad that I have who I have as starters for my island. I will tell you both of their backstories in a couple of seconds. My backstory for Plucky is she was born in Honolulu, Hawaii. Plucky always wanted to be a surfer, and she also wanted to have her own band. Ever since she was younger, she practiced to be a surfer. Her family believed in her 100% and stood by her with her interests. Plucky was on the school paper, and she wrote an article on what she wanted to do when she graduated high school, and the counselors and the principal and some of the teachers all looked at the article and basically told her that she's living in Fantasyland. Plucky continued to write for the school paper until she was ready to graduate high school. The school handed out a paper that had questions for all the seniors to answer so they can put it in the yearbook underneath their picture. One of the questions was, what do you want to do when you graduate high school? And where do you see yourself in 10 years? And also they wanted a quote. So Plucky said for what she wants to be when she graduates high school is that she wants to be a surfer. And what she probably will be doing is having a band in Southern California. And for the quote, she put down 1 minute, 29 seconds to 1 minute and 37 seconds, the song name, and the artist's name. If you play the song at the time in the quote, that is a timestamp. She felt that the quote in the song fit how she felt about the school and some of the people in the school were like. Plucky handed it in thinking that they would never put it in the yearbook, but to her surprise, she looked in the yearbook and there was her quote. The school also told the seniors that they're not going to have senior photos like they always did with everybody else who was going to the school, and that they have to have somebody take the pictures for them and pay it out of their own pockets. Now, Plucky is a rebel, and what she did is her boyfriend is 2 years older than her. She's 18, he is 20. Plucky was held back a year because of her being so much of a rebel in kindergarten. Plucky decided to ask her boyfriend, who loves photography, to take a photo of her for her senior photo. And what she came up with is she wanted to take the photo with her sitting on an abandoned railroad track with a transistor radio sitting on the opposite track. So he took the photo for Plucky, and Plucky handed it in to the yearbook committee, so it will be put into the yearbook. Plucky also thought that they wouldn't allow that in the yearbook because it wasn't in a studio situation, it was an outdoor photo. But to Plucky's surprise, the yearbook photo was in the yearbook. Like I said earlier, Plucky had a band in high school, and Plucky wanted to go to senior prom with her boyfriend, who is 2 years older than her. So she asked the principal for a guest pass so he can go. He asked Plucky what school he goes to, and she said that he already graduated. He's only 2 years older than me. And the principal said, absolutely not. He's not going to be going to the senior prom. And what we want you to do is to, instead of you going to senior prom, we're going to have you be the entertainment for prom because I didn't bother to get a band or DJ to play the senior prom. The principal handed Plucky a list of songs that he wanted them to play. The music that he wanted them to play is like ballroom dancing. And he also gave Plucky a list of songs that were banned from the senior prom. Also, she kept that list, and I'll let you know why in a couple of minutes. Plucky talked it over with her band, and they all come up with the idea of, why don't we just do the songs that we like? We already have all the credits that we need to graduate. So Plucky and her band came up with a song list of songs that they like and they wanted to do for the senior prom. And they also included some of the songs that were on the band list. And Plucky also sang some songs that she wrote herself. The top song on the list that they came up with is one of the songs that her mom used to play a lot. Plucky's first language is French. Her mom was born in Louisiana. Her mom was actually born in Lafayette, Louisiana, and French was always spoken at home, so Plucky's first words were in French, and she had to learn English before she went to school. When the prom started, Plucky and her band started playing the first song on the list that the principal gave them. The principal was smiling until Plucky said, "Hang on, guys, wait a minute. Do you all want to hear music from over 100 years ago? Or do you want to hear the style of music that we play?" And the people at the prom said, "Your music," which is what Plucky planned because she knew that no one's going to want to listen to music from over 100 years ago that you have to ballroom dance to. So Plucky's band started playing a Cajun song that was played a lot growing up. Then Plucky's band went into a grunge song that Plucky wrote. Then Plucky's band did a cover on a song that her mom wrote and performed in a band that she was in when she was younger. Then they went on to do songs that were on the band list that the principal gave Plucky and the band. The principal was not happy, but he couldn't do anything about it. They ended the night with another Cajun-style song that's about going down to Louisiana and having a huge party. After Plucky graduated high school, she moved to Los Angeles and started recording music. She brought Cajun-style music to LA. Plucky and her band played a lot of nightclubs and recorded 10 albums. Plucky bought a house that was a block away from Venice Beach, and Plucky used to hang out there all the time at the boardwalk. There was a flyer that said that there was a surfing competition at Venice Beach. First prize was a gold medal and 50K bells. Plucky signed up for the contest, and she got first place. And the contest was played on nationwide TV, so her old high school saw her compete. So Plucky got to show her old high school that they were wrong, and that made her feel really good. Plucky lived in LA for 15 years. She decided that she wanted a change in her life after she retired from music. She wanted to find a cozy place to live where she can find some true friends who are nice. And so she called the Nook's Deserted Island Getaway Package office, and they told her about Maple Bay. That's a new community that's going to be opening on an abandoned island, and that the island is going to be a place where you can go and live in peace and harmony with other neighbors, and everybody treats everybody else like family. And that's something that she was always looking for, so she signed up and told Tom Nook that she wanted to be part of the community on Maple Bay. My backstory for Snake is that he loves old movies, and he always has been interested in how movies are made. His mom always supported him in his interests of movies. His father and his father's family tried to discourage him and they wanted him to be a doctor like everybody else on his father's side of the family. Snake was going to his senior year in high school, and his high school had a class that interested him. It was called a cinematography class. Snake got an A in the class all year. What made him very happy was that at the end of the year that he and a friend has to get paired up so they can make a movie that is an original movie and 45 minutes long. His partner is his best friend. She was trying to come up with an idea for the movie, but she had absolutely nothing. So Snake said, why don't we make a film noir movie? He had an idea about the plot from a couple of old songs that he liked to listen to. And they came up with a story. The movie opens with a police chief at his wife's funeral. Fast forward a few months, and a private detective gets a phone call from the twin sister of the police chief's wife. The twin sister suspects that her brother-in-law was behind the events that happened to her sister. The private eye took the case, and he started the investigation, quickly finding out that the whole police force is very dishonest. Then it shows a man who's sitting in a club chair, but you can't see his face. He's in the shadows. It shows that the person in the shadows has sent the police force, who is very dishonest, to stop the detective and his former sister-in-law from finding the truth out in the story that they wrote. The detective and the twin sister were in an ambush by the compromised officers. The sister survived, but the private detective didn't. After the scene where the private detective didn't survive, it shows the dishonest police chief sitting in a chair, the same chair that was shown with the guy in the shadows. The chair turns around, and it shows that it's the police chief who is behind all of the events in the movie. Then all of a sudden, a clap of thunder happens, and you see a female hand holding a single red rose. While you hear the thunder again, the red rose drops, and it shows the twin sister walking away from the house of the police chief, and the sister had one line, and the line was, "Man, he should have really known that it was my twin sister, not me." It's pretty sad that he couldn't tell that she wasn't his wife, that I was. And the movie ended. Snake and his friend got some of their friends to be in the movie, and they started filming in Ithaca, New York, which is where Snake was born and where Snake and his friend went to high school. Before they started filming, Snake's friend goes to Snake, "Most film noirs are filmed in black and white because they're back in the 1940s and 50s. Why not put this film in black and white instead of having it filmed in color? It would be more realistic to the time period that the movie is set in." So Snake decided that's a good idea and goes, "Hey, I like the idea, let's do it." They finished filming the movie in a month, and the teacher was going to play each film in class so everybody can watch the films, and he was going to grade them on creativity, how the movie was produced and filmed. All of the other students loved the movie, and Snake's teacher graded the film on what I said earlier, and they got an A+ for the film. Snake decided to go to college in Southern California to be a director. He graduated and made his director debut by remaking the short movie that him and his friend made in high school. He reached out to his friend to get her permission because Snake didn't write the script by himself. They both did. And she said, go for it. He also asked her if she wanted to fly into LA to help write the script for a longer movie. And he also asked her to be the associate producer to the movie. She stayed with Snake for a month working on the script to adapt the script into a longer format for a 2 to 3 hour movie. After the script was written, Snake and his best friend went to different movie studios and pitched the movie to them. One of the biggest studios in all of Hollywood decided that they were interested in the script, and they read it and loved it. They gave Snake and his friend a huge budget for the film. Snake and his friend started filming on the studio lot and also the back lots of the studio. The film, again, was filmed in black and white, too. The studio didn't think that it would work, and Snake and his friend explained it to them why that they wanted it in black and white, and they said that they trust Snake and his friend. The movie was a huge box office success. The studio contacted Snake and Snake's friend and said that they wanted to turn the movie into a trilogy if they could possibly do that. Snake said that it can be done because they can make the new protagonist to the second and third movie the son of the first protagonist who did not make it in the end of the first movie. They wrote another script for the sequel to the first movie, and it was a huge success, even more than the first one. They finished all 3 movies, and all 3 movies have a cult following. Everybody loves the movies. Snake decided to continue to do film noirs, and he did 10 more films, but they weren't related to the first series of movies. Snake retired after 10 years in Hollywood, and he wanted to find a place where he can be around people who are true friends. And he heard about the new community that is starting called Maple Bay, and he heard that it's going to be a place where people can live in peace and harmony, and everybody treats everybody else like family. He said that he wanted to be part of that community and asked Tom Nook if he could be one of the people to be starting that community on Maple Bay. Next week, I will do a villager hunt on Maple Bay so we can find our first lazy, peppy, and normal neighbor. We run into 2 old friends on the villager hunt, and I will talk about their backstories, and I will also build my second player's living room. See you next week. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.